We're here today at Silver Spring Metro Station. We're Safe Track Surge number 6. We'll get underway starting Monday, August 1st, this upcoming Monday. This will be the first time Red Line customers will experience Safe Track service reductions/delays. Surge 6 requires single tracking between Silver Spring and Tacoma Park stations from August 1st through the 7th, so a 7-day project. This will result in major impacts across the entire Red Line, not just this portion of it. We're estimating roughly from 50 to 75% reduction in service on the east side of the line from Glenmont to Noma. But our riders can expect delays in the core and on the western portion of the Red Line. So next week, we need everyone on the Red Line needs to adjust their travel plans as we've seen in the other surge areas that we've done. So starting Monday, Red Line riders need to do what others have done, which is find alternatives. Travel outside the rush hour, telecommute, great time for vacation, go down to the beach, however you want to go, to the mountains. Please use Montgomery County Ride-On or Metrobus service if possible. You can use the park and ride lots on the Green Line, particularly the Greenbelt and the College Park stations have room there. At Fort Totten, if you can, don't take the red line, take the green and yellow line into downtown. As you can imagine, at Brooklyn and Rhode Island Avenue stations, the trains will be extremely crowded, so consider bus options there. You also may want to consider riding against rush hour, in effect, and take the north to Fort Totten and get the green and yellow. I just did it coming up. It takes 3 minutes and 32 seconds to do that trip, so it moves very smoothly. Carpool, vanpool, and obviously go online for Bomata.com, Safe Track, and you can get a lot more information of alternatives. The bottom line is you could expect extreme crowding conditions for a week here on the Red Line. After that, after Surge 6, we will begin Surge 7, which also impacts the Red Line. And that begins August 9th through the 18th. That's a 10-day project. The single tracking between Shady Grove and Twin Brook stations. So there will be significant reductions at Shady Grove and Rockville stations, so expect the similar issues there. But beyond that, we do not anticipate the same impact in the entire Red Line that we do in Surge 6. So with that, and given the heat, I will ask if there's any other members that are here today that want to talk. I'll start with Roger, if you want.
So ladies and gentlemen, this is a time when we should remember that old scouting phrase, be prepared. This is not going to be pretty. It is a major inconvenience, and you need to look at all your alternatives, study them up, and do everything you can to avoid being discombobulated, because this is not pretty, but it is oh so necessary. All right? This initiative of the general manager is fundamental to getting us back to a state of good repair. That's what we must do, and it accelerates it from a 3-year process to a 1-year process. So let's not lose sight of why we are subjecting our residents to this major inconvenience. Single tracking is not fun. But when you only have 2 tracks, and you got to get in there and do this work, this is what has to happen. So we're fortunate in Montgomery County that it's happening in August. It's a time when our ridership is generally at its lowest. But for those who must use the system, it is not going to be fun. So assume it is going to take 45 minutes to an hour longer, and build that into your plan and be prepared. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kate Stewart, the mayor of Tacoma Park. First, I have to say, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And when I was 16, because of the subway system in New York, I was able to have a job in Manhattan, visit and learn in some of the best public libraries in the world, and take in all that New York City had to offer. I actually didn't learn how to drive until I was in my 20s and left New York City. This summer, my oldest daughter turned 16. I'm having a hard time with it, but she's 16 herself. And she's not looking to get a license because Metro is so accessible to her where we live in Tacoma Park. She takes Metro here to downtown Silver Spring to go to the movies, to go shopping. She takes it to downtown DC to go to concerts, to go to Nationals games. Easy metro access and all the possibilities it provides our communities is why many people live in Tacoma Park. But we need it to be safe. And I'm going to say that as a mayor and as a mother. Our first priority has to be safety. And I just want to thank Mr. Wiedefeld and everyone who is prioritizing that. One of the things we do best in Tacoma Park, when there's an issue or a problem we need to face, we come together as a community. So I just want to let you know some of the things that we're doing over the next couple of months in Tacoma Park to help our residents. First and foremost, we need good communications. We need to get the word out to our residents about what is going on and how they can travel. Second, we need to encourage teleworking, and we're doing that in Tacoma Park. It's a great place to live, but it's also a great place to work. We have a terrific library in our community and community center. We also have wonderful restaurants and coffee shops like Capital City Cheesecake and the Spring Mill Bakery that offers Wi-Fi, comfortable places to work, and if you get hungry, some good food too. We're also encouraging biking. Tacoma Park is centrally located and easy to get to downtown Silver Spring, other places in the county, as well as the district by bike. We will have bike groups, so those people who are not used to commuting by bike will be comfortable doing so. We are working with Capital Bike Share to make sure our bikes are available at the stations in Tacoma Park, and we will be installing more bike stands. Finally, we're encouraging carpooling. We will allow free parking for carpoolers at our centrally located city parking lot at Tacoma Junction, and we're encouraging folks to arrange their own carpools in their neighborhoods. Surge 6 that we're preparing for right now will affect many Tacoma Park residents, but we're also looking to put in place good practices this summer so that in October, when we get ready for Surge 10, we'll be really ready for it. While disruption in metro services are not going to be easy for any of us, we will work together because at the end of the day, reliable metro is not just a nice amenity to have in our community, but it's a necessity for Tacoma Park and the region. Thank you.
Thank you. I am Kathy Porter. I'm a representative on the Metro Board from Montgomery County. When the board hired our new general manager, Paul Wiedefeld, late last year, we told him that improving Metro Rail safety and restoring reliability were our highest priorities. SafeTrack is one of the many innovative methods the general manager has developed with the full support of the board to do just that. We realize, as riders ourselves, that SafeTrack will cause great inconvenience to riders throughout the region. Surges 6 and 7, the greatest impacts will be on those who use either end of the red line. We appreciate your patience as we work through this plan. We also appreciate the work of our employees, especially during these extremely hot days when they're out there on the track working. The board is pleased that we are already seeing results from this increased maintenance. The first few surge projects have generally met or exceeded our expectations. Ultimately, our goal is to see that Metro is restoring the reliability that riders have been accustomed to for many years and successfully addressing the safety issues that have been brought to our attention by the FTA and the NTSB. Again, we very much appreciate your patience. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Leif Dormsjo. I'm the Director of the District Department of Transportation. I want to thank our friends at WMATA for their efforts at making sure the public is informed about what's going on with the SafeTrack surges. I also want to thank our partners in Montgomery County. The region has really pulled together to support this effort and to get the necessary repair work accomplished. While it's important to point out that Surge 6 only impacts the red line, we in the district have decided to extend some of the traffic mitigation plans that we put in place during Surge 2 to cover the impacted area of Surge 6. Because of so many people being affected by this particular surge, the district is taking some steps to improve traffic conditions in the morning and evening rush hours. So we're putting out a notice today that will extend the morning and evening rush hours in major north-south corridors in the district. Those will include Rhode Island Avenue, North Capitol Street, and 16th Street. So this is similar to the rush hour restrictions that we put in place in June. You will see the morning rush hour last from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. That's an additional half hour from 9:30 to 10 a.m. And the evening rush hour in those corridors will extend from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's an additional half an hour in the evening. Residents and visitors to the District of Columbia need to be aware of these changes because the restrictions will be strictly enforced by the Department of Public Works. They will have ticket writing personnel and tow trucks along these corridors to help keep them open for not only commuters but the metro buses that are going to be enhanced by WMATA in terms of the number of peak hour buses to accommodate some of the diversion from the rail system. I'd also like to point out that we're going to be stationing traffic control officers at appropriate intersections to handle vehicular and pedestrian movements, and we're going to expand our roadway operations patrols to keep these major routes moving. On top of those traffic management efforts, we're also going to be doing more with our Capital Bike Share program. This is similar to what we did with Surge number 2, but the location of the Bike Share Corral will be Union Station. We're going to have more bikes available at Union Station given its central importance as a transportation hub, and we hope to continue the high ridership that we're experiencing with the Capital Bike Share. Just in June, we had the all-time high for our system with 368,000 users. And that is also a testament to the region's planning that we've got the Capital Bike Share system in so many of our jurisdictions, and we're presenting an alternative for some users. I'd also like to take this as an opportunity to remind folks that we have a $2 per ride option that we rolled out in conjunction with the Safe Tracks plan, and that's seen a lot of ridership over the past several months. So we have essentially a $2 for 2 wheels program. You can get a Capital Bike Share for a half an hour to complete a commute or to make a point-to-point connection. That's all I have, and I'll be available for questions afterwards.
Good afternoon. Al Rushdie. I'm the director of Montgomery County Department of Transportation. The Metro Rail Red Line is the highest ridership line in the system, and we expect Surge 6 to cause major disruptions. During Surge 6, which is the second highest impactful surge on the system, we expect that we're going to have major delays that could add an hour each way to your commute. That is why we strongly encourage peak period Red Line riders to find an alternative way to commute and travel. To help our commuters, Montgomery County Department of Transportation has been planning measures to help mitigate some of these disruptions that Surge 6 and 7 will cause. MCDOT has developed a 3-part plan. Part 1 is enhancing transit options. We are adding free ride-on shuttles. We are enhancing current ride-on services, and we have facilitated additional capacities on the MARC train Brunswick line. Our Part 2 plan is promote alternatives through commuter services. That is carpool and van pool matching, employer telework seminars and consulting, promote fair share transit alternatives, and enhance marketing of transportation's alternatives. We have posted bike route signs between Eastern Red Line stations and the Green Line at the West Hyattsville. And we have co-sponsored Learn the Route free guided bike rides. We have created an interactive map of all county's park and ride lot locations. And finally, we encourage use of bike share throughout the system. Our Part 3 plan is manage traffic. Our Transportation Management Center will actively manage traffic signals and traffic operations throughout the county, especially those affected corridors. We have planned for restricting parking from 5 a.m. till 8 p.m. on every weekdays on Wisconsin Avenue, Georgia Avenue, and a part of Colesville Road from this transit center up to Spring Street. We have requested our friends in state, Maryland Department of Transportation, to suspend any resurfacing or utility work on the key corridors, such as Wisconsin, Georgia, and Colesville Road. Alternative incident management with police department. So police will be on the lookout with us and moving disabled vehicle from these critical corridors. And also Montgomery County Police Department will be managing traffic at this critical facility because of the number of additional buses that's going to be operating out of this starting Monday. Key elements of Surge 6. We will have free shuttle from Silver Spring to Tacoma and Fort Dotton Metro Rail Station. We will have free shuttles, again, from Grosvenor to Friendship Heights with the stops at Medical Center and Bethesda Metro Rail Station. Let me say that we will be operating these shuttles as a minimum 10 minutes headway. If we need to ramp up depending on the demand, we will be able to do that. And also, we have come up with a extended peak period from 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. is our peak in the morning, and 2:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the afternoon. The reason we did that is we want to encourage you to leave a little bit earlier, and the shuttles will be there, so you are not at the peak of the morning or afternoon peak. You can go earlier or later. Mark Service will add cars to the current Brunswick line and will be selling one-way ticket at both the Rockville and Silver Spring platform. And you may also purchase Mark one-way tickets from our trip stores right upstairs. Key elements of the Surge 7. Again, free ride-on shuttle between the Grosvenor Strathmore Station and Montgomery College via I-270 weekday during the extended peak period. We're also providing additional buses on Route 46. We're basically enhancing that to a 10 minutes headway throughout the system. Now, my final advice for the public: use MARC train if possible. If at all possible, use the MARC train. Sign up for carpool and vanpool, and consider traveling off-peak period. Explore park and ride lot options, and consider biking using bike share. And also, the county's 311 center will be on extended hours from August 1 to August 18 from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. I also encourage you to check our Montgomery County Department of Transportation website for a lot of detailed information. I want to close by thanking the general manager for his bold action on getting our train system or our metro system back into its a condition that we all want to. And I want to thank our friends in Washington, D.C. And also I want to thank the county executive and the county leadership in council and Mr. Roger Berliner, the chair of the T&E committee, for their support throughout this process. Thank you.